Hello, friends. Welcome back to a new season of Jonah and the Pod. Jonah and the Pod Season 2. Today, we have a very special host. I don't know. I'm still the host, but a very special ghost.
Oh, this lighting is a
It's
ghost.
because he's white. Everyone, please welcome Anthony to the podcast. I was going to say the chat. What are you talking about? Okay, he's clapping for himself. So we have quite a bit to discuss today. It's been, I think,
When did you last upload?
August. Oh no, probably September, like early September, and it is December. So it's like 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, 3 months,
Yeah, look.
whatever. It has been a while, and I said I was going to take a 3-week break or something, 4-week break, and it's been 3 months. So I have a lot of explaining to do, and I'm sure no one really cares. But look, I'll explain it anyway.
Good old self-deprecation.
I got to stop that. Anthony
Correct.
will be doing hosting, but I will probably do most of the talking. But I know some of you like Anthony for some reason, and we
What?
and you guys want to hear more of him.
No.
So we'll get him on for a different episode. There's some weird noises happening outside. I'm so confused. That's fine. So today on the agenda, we'll be talking about my trip to Mongolia. That was the initial reason I peaced out. That was one of the reasons. My health, what went wrong, where have I been, the surgery I took, all that kind of the surgery I did, where this podcast is going, what it's going to be different, what's going to be new, and whatever really Anthony wants to ask. I'm excited. I'm so happy to be back. If you can't tell, I don't show emotion, so it's a bit different.
Your voice sounds excited.
Nothing has changed in my voice, as you can clearly see, but we'll get into that with the health. All right, let's get into something. Should we start with Mongolia?
Yeah, look, I'll take over now.
Okay.
So, Jonah, you went to Mongolia.
Yes, I did.
I honestly, when you were going, I was like before, it was like it wasn't happening. It was just a pretty random trip.
Yeah.
So, do you want to explain how Mongolia came to be a thing that?
Sure. So actually, before I answer that, with it being random, I literally told Dad maybe 2 days before I left.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Dad, I'm going to Mongolia on Wednesday or whatever.
That's the
And he's
easiest
like,
way to
what?
tell Dad. It's just before you leave.
Yeah, he's like, what? And then that's when he started like making sure I was okay and like whatever. Make sure I was all good to go. So to answer your question, so you guys know the organization Word of Life. Some of them have been on. Martin and Chris have been on. They were speaking about this trip from a while ago, and I actually knew about it like months before the trip. And the funny thing is, like, I think I spoke to Mom. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Mongolia, or most likely going to Mongolia," and then like no one knew about it. I just sort of kept my mouth shut, like, because it wasn't really happening. I don't really talk about anything until it comes. And then I was like inviting people if they wanted to go, and I mentioned it to like some people.
You were inviting people
like from church, because they were interested in going to this trip. Some of them said yes, and they're like, "Oh, maybe not." And it was interesting, but everyone forgot.
I liked my invite. It was really good. I'm just kidding. I had way too much going on at that time.
Everyone forgot. Everyone I told forgot that this trip was happening, but I knew from months ago.
Yeah.
And even like the pastor of our church was like, he knew about it, and he was like, we were talking about it and discussing what's going on. No one knew it, but yeah, just from months before, I knew that I was going. Actually, from the year before, they said we're going to Mongolia. This is what we have planned, because they always do like a surveying trip sort of thing before they.
A what?
So what's the word?
Surveying, like
Surveying.
go to So
Yeah.
it's at the
What did I say? Weirdly, a
just
surveying,
an odd choice of words. Like no, it makes sense, but I was like, I didn't think you would use that.
like a scouting trip or whatever.
Yeah.
Before, and then from then they sort of know, or like there's like 80% chance they'll go. So yeah, from then I was like, yeah, I'm down. And with me, I never like just throw an opportunity away. I'll be like, yeah, I'm down. And if it doesn't work, then I'm like, all right, that's God doesn't want me to go. If it does work, more than happy. Like I know God opens and closes doors. So whenever he opens a door, I'll try and walk through. Maybe he'll block the door once I try to walk through. Yeah. Was that a good enough answer?
Yeah. Is the reason why you like, some people don't always take those opportunities. It's like, why do you have that mindset? Is it a
So
Jonah thing?
I think
You try to go against
against the grain.
no, Jonah in the Bible
Oh,
did the opposite.
No. I remember I always used to tell my youth group this, or like some people this at least, is that if you have an opportunity, always take it. Like say yes to it. And like I said to you, if God doesn't want you there, he'll close the doors. But if the opportunity comes, why would you say no? Right? Obviously there's different circumstances, but if it's a trip somewhere and you don't have like important commitments or whatever it is, like
If there's no reason not to go, why would you say no?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole, if there is a reason not to go, that's a whole different topic. But like for me, there was no reason not to go, so I was like, why not? And everything that is like that, why not? Well, again, I've had situations with like actually living in Word of Life where you guys heard literally the first podcast where I decided not to go, but then God was like, no, you're going. It's because I had things in Sydney where I was thinking about and caring about. So yeah.
If you want to hear more about that, go to the first episode of the first podcast.
So we're starting the first episode of season 2 the same way we started the first episode of season 1, and that's just me waffling, Anthony just being here.
Thank you. I'm just an object.
Okay.
Okay, so you made the decision to go, and people are learning about it days before, and you, well, you can tell us about, well, how many people went with you?
I think there was, my goodness, 10 of us.
And are they everyone like people you knew from Word of Life?
Not very well. So the person I was closest to, actually, he should be on the podcast soon, hopefully, God willing. Darian,
I agree.
he actually couldn't go. So I was like, oh, it was like last minute sort of thing, and it was just complications, which is fine. And I was like I'll still go, but I was like, damn, that's like my close friend. Everyone else, I don't know too much. Like I'm more than happy to chill with them and talk to them, but I don't know super well. I know obviously Martin. The others haven't known too much.
Yeah, it's
So
hard.
I was like,
I feel like going overseas without
knowing someone.
knowing people it can be challenging.
Yeah.
When I went to Uganda, I had like someone who I was close with, and it was like if I didn't have them, it would have been really challenging too.
Yeah.
So it's good that you had him, but then I guess we could probably talk about. Do you think it would have been different if he was there or not? Like, was it better, worse, same?
No, I wouldn't say it was better because Darian's such a good asset to have everywhere you go. I think it opened more opportunities for me because things that Darian is gifted in. So maybe I would have to like step up and fill that role, sort of thing. So it was cool, and it's sort of like, again, it's not a good thing that he didn't come because I wanted him to come, but I think it was a God thing, which is a good thing. But
it didn't feel like a good thing.
Like even like the places we stayed in, literally exactly 9 people. Wait, did we have 9 people? No, we had 10 people. Exactly 10 people. Like
it's in those spaces for 10 people.
Yeah, we had 10 beds.
And you were
in
expecting
total.
11 or
Yeah, so like everything just worked out to have, even the number 10 was like, everything just worked out in that regard, and yeah, everything just sort of flowed, and I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. Like, I really don't know much about your trip. I know some brief things. So, is there anything interesting about your travels there that you want to share, or should we get straight into what you did when you were there?
So I don't know. Have I said this already? But the Mongolia trip was in like early September. It is now December. So me remembering things is going to be difficult. But also, I literally like no one knows anything about the trip.
Yeah.
Like even like I've said little snippets or like whatever, but I find it hard to talk about something because it's like I'll either talk about it in length or I'll say it's good. Like, you know what I mean? So it's hard for me to, unless people ask questions, then it'll be like, how was Mongolia? I'll be like, oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't want to bore them with like, oh, Monday I did this, Tuesday I did this. But I have a podcast where you guys can actually choose if you want to listen to it or not. Yeah.
So, well, firstly, how many days did you go for?
For 2 weeks,
Yeah,
exactly.
so it was a 2-week trip.
Yeah.
And what was your what were you there to do generally?
My role of the Word of Life team.
No, as a team.
Just to, Mongolia is not a Christian country, to just literally spread the gospel, God's word, God's love. To do all of that in a 2-week span is difficult, but that was the goal. That was to reach. I mean, the Word of Life thing is the motto is to reach. Oh, I'm going to butcher it. I shouldn't have started this sentence.
Say yourself up.
I don't know exactly, but it's to reach every lost. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But it is to just reach the lost, reach teenagers, and get every teenager to reach their friends as well. Like basically, she's searching it up now. You have to write Australia, I'm pretty sure. Word of Life Australia. So yeah, that was the main goal. For me, I had no idea what to expect because I wasn't there when they were planning it. I wasn't even planning it. Like we kept getting told like we can't really organize for Mongolia because they're very just like spur of the moment kind of people. So it was weird, like because we had no expectations, nothing to go off. All I knew is that I had something like KFAC. I have to organize that, which not as big and not as like detailed as KFAC. KFAC is the sports event. If again, first episode
Throwbacks to the first podcast.
Yeah,
in the first podcast, we spoke about the fact that Jonah had organized a football gala day, and that was for fundraising.
Yeah.
So
this wasn't fundraising. This was just creating a platform
outreach type thing.
Yeah, to outreach.
The slogan,
yes,
Word of Life is dedicated to sharing the message of Christ to students in every corner of the globe. Is that the one?
That's not the one.
That's the mission.
Oh, that's their mission. Don't worry about it. That's fine.
Every student everywhere, hearing the gospel from a friend. Every student everywhere, growing in their walk with Christ.
Yeah.
That's their 2 key goals.
Yes, that's the one.
The first one was their mission.
Yeah. So literally all of them. That's what they do, and that's what we tried doing in Mongolia. So yeah, it was a basketball event, but I think we'll get to that a bit later. Okay. With the travel thing, the worst headache, actually, one of the worst headaches I've had at.
I was gonna say, I feel like
after
you've experienced worse headaches since going.
But like from that day, probably the worst. It wasn't even like a headache. It felt like my head was gonna explode because it was in the plane. It was just like.
You're like, is my brain swelling?
It was just like it felt like pressure. I was gonna explode. So it was like, yeah, it was pretty bad, and I was like stuck in between 2 people.
Oh.
I honestly hated it.
Yeah, that's probably the worst. That was my flight.
Because I'm a large lad as well. Large lad.
Wee lad.
Big boy. So it's like, yeah, I hated it. I didn't hate the people next to me, just to clarify. Just hated being like stuck in the middle of, yeah.
Yeah.
So the plane ride there was atrocious. Like actually the worst. But I don't complain too much. I don't care too much. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, plane rides are not fantastic. I feel like as a kid, you're like, excited to go on a plane. And I had that like naivety when I went overseas this year, and I was like hating my life on the flight.
I was like, where'd you go
to
overseas?
Bali.
Yeah.
So I was like on the way back. It was just I felt unwell as well, and stuck between two people.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, on the way back, I was unwell, but it was a better flight than I was.
True. I remember picking you up from Macca's and you were distraught.
Yeah.
Okay. So your flight was horrid.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I don't care too much for that, but. Yeah,
how was Mongolia as a country? Like, what is it?
Oh.
When you land, what do you like experience? Is it what you expect? Is it
that's the thing? I had no idea what to expect. All I was told is like it's one city, and
is it?
This is what I was told. No, they have one city, and they told me Ulaanbaatar is the city. It is the coldest city on earth. That's what they said. Because it usually is. Like, all I packed was winter clothes. I think I packed one pair of shorts, but mainly, and that was just to play sport.
So you had packed for winter.
It was.
And do you know what I did? What did I do as you were leaving?
I can't remember.
I used Google, which is a smart thing to do, to say, what is the weather in Mongolia? I see it's like... Okay.
Oh, you can't see.
Alexa, what's her name?
Google. Because you said I Google, so you said, yeah, hey Google.
I was like, you know what? Usually when you go on a trip, you search what the weather's like. So I searched it and it's like hot. It was in the 20s, mid 20s or like high 20s or something. And then I look, I'm like, oh, Jonah, like, have you packed for summer because it's hot? And you're like, no. And then I'm like, okay, but like it's saying it's hot. And you're like, I was told. And I'm like, okay, but Google's telling you. You still committed.
Well, like, yeah.
I mean,
I had to go. I don't know. We were contemplating taking like a massive jacket with me. And Mom's like, I think you should. And I was like, no, I don't think it's necessary. Because I didn't get really cold. But I got told it's the coldest city. Anyway.
Probably the coldest. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it is the coldest city
in winter. Yeah.
But like,
what
we got told is, there's a chance that it's going to snow, all that stuff. So I was like, oh. And I was getting keen because I love the cold. Because I don't really get cold. So I was like, bro, bring the snow. Never had like a place where it just snows. I know you have at camp, but like...
Where it just snows. Oh, I went to Europe as well. And...
Okay, I'll say that. I don't remember camp. I don't like the whole trip.
Yeah, that's such a niche thing. Like that's such a one day randomly in my life.
Yeah. I thought you were going to continue. So yeah, that was the biggest thing. Anyway, I feel like I'm waffling on each point too quick. Let's go speed run.
Yeah, let's speed run. Okay, so describe the first part of your trip. Is that the best way to do it? Not day by day, piece by piece?
No, yeah.
Highlights. What do you prefer?
Day by day might take too long.
No, not day by day.
Yeah. And to be honest, I wouldn't be able to go day by day right now. When I like at the end of Mongolia, I was like, oh, the first podcast is going to go day by day because it'll be fresh and I know what's going on. But now, no idea what happened.
No, we have to keep the people entertained.
Also that. Okay, so interestingly enough, I don't know if I should say the story. I'll keep it brief, but it's... So pretty much we get to literally land in Mongolia. And like I said, they said before we went, they were like, oh, it's so hard to organize anything because everything is just spur of the moment. But we met up with this pastor and his girlfriend, and we instantly organized something. So it just worked out.
As in, the culture is that it's hard to organize things. Is that what you're saying?
That's what we were told.
Oh, right.
And
so then once you got there,
nothing was organized when we got there.
Oh, so nothing was planned. So you had to do all the planning while you're there, and then you also had to do the actual
pretty much
events.
We planned the events with not knowing what events are going to be, which is a wild thought.
Yeah,
we planned kickoffs, we planned seminars, all that kind of stuff. We got there. That happened. We got to the location that we were supposed to be staying in. I say supposed to be because it was interesting. So we get there. We're just like, this place is a bit weird because the walls are like torn, like the beds are a bit dodgy, and it's just, there's like an icky feeling about it. So we were just like, what is going on? This is just like, it's a bit dodge. I'll be honest. Like, we're all just feeling a bit. Look, I'm happy to sleep anyway. I was like, I'll sleep on the floor, sleep wherever.
No,
But that was just a bit dodgy. And they have like an underground, like, oh, Mongolians love karaoke. Everywhere you see is karaoke. So they have like a karaoke underground sort of thing. Like downstairs, they have a karaoke, and they have,
in the place you were staying.
yeah, they have karaoke.
Was it a hotel? Was it a, like, what was it?
It was a hotel. Yeah, hotel.
But like a dodgy hotel.
Yeah, it seemed just like a dodgy hotel. Go underground, and there's karaoke rooms. All the karaoke rooms are closed. There's like pool table, and I was like, the lighting was weird, and I was like, this is just very weird. So we were just like all thinking like, we got to get out of here pretty much. I think we stayed one night there, and then the one night we stayed, I was doing so much research on this place. Like, is it something else? I won't say what, but like, is it something else? And I couldn't find anything. But it turns out like, we're not too sure, but we're almost certain that it was like something else.
A dodgy place.
Yeah, but like, it was a sort of a front.
Yeah.
Of being a hotel, but it's just a place where people
hire out rooms.
Yeah, hire out rooms. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So that was interesting, and this is where I think the surprise came to me. I don't know. With what I was doing in Mongolia, because like I said, I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing, and apart from the football event, or it wasn't even football, but the event. Anthony, if I ask you, what are you won't get one of them. What are my two weaknesses? What would you say? Like
junk food.
No.
Too much time on the computer.
I don't spend that much time on the computer anymore. As in like
confrontation.
No.
I don't know.
I'm good at confrontation.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to read into your mind. What are you not good at in terms of social things?
No, not social. Like in life. I'm just going to tell you because you just like
roasting. No, I want to guess.
You can try and guess, but now you're just exposing me to the world. So, just think about it. Like, it's something that mum struggles with. That's one of them.
As in, like, too sacrificial, self-sacrificing.
No. Now you're going positive. No. Like,
you buy too many things.
So
right.
Finances, like money wise.
Right. Yeah. Like you just spend.
Like I spend willingly. Yeah. Like it's something that I'm still learning, but it was weird because it took way too long to get to that point. But
sorry, I wanted to get.
just roasting me without meaning to. So the hotel, we needed to find something else. I would be the last person you'd expect to be like, try and find a cheap place, which is good. Like, I have to think about money, like all that kind of stuff. But also, I'm like, we have to get our money back from this hotel. And I was like, sort of giving advice to people and like what to do. I was like, where does it come from? Like, I've never done this in my life.
And like, you took initiative to kind of control the situation.
Yeah. And I was like,
aren't they adults?
No.
I don't feel like an adult when I go when there's trips like this. I just expect older people to do whatever.
So like, it was weird because I was like, I'm not an outsider because I'm technically part of the Word of Life team, but I don't live where they live, and I don't know most of them very well. So I just came, and I'm just like starting to sort of take initiative. I'm not saying other people didn't, but with this certain situation, it was like
happened.
I was right there beside Martin, who is the director, and I was like sort of just helping him and finding a new place, and especially with getting the refund in the place, I was like, make sure you're getting it, because it was a dodgy place and it was weird. So I was like, God is using me in the ways that he's literally like using my weaknesses by giving me strength in that. So that was cool. That was the first time, but we'll get to the other time. That happens later, but that was pretty cool. And then we found the place, honestly, like perfect. It did get flooded. It got flooded, but it was because of my roommates, who I won't say. But you know how in Lebanon you have to
Flush.
you have to
Put your toilet paper into
in the bin. Yeah, they didn't know that. And then I showered, and then
there was cloggage.
Yeah, and I didn't realize. Oh, the shower is like it was only this apartment, but it was like a tube. And you just like.
Is it like it was a cylinder shower? Like a cylindrical, like as in you were in a circle.
Yeah. But it was a weird shower. I don't know. It's the same.
You have to describe it. You can't just leave it like that. Is it like, what's weird about it? Is it a shower head?
No, like the whole thing. It's like a massive cylinder, but it's not. I can't explain it. Have you been to our cousin's house in France? You know, Ellie?
Yeah, I don't.
Do you remember his shower?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Not enough to.
Look, it's just like a cylinder. Like it's literally it's like a pod you go into and you shower in. That's the best way to explain it. And it has all these mechanics and stuff, but we didn't use it. We just turned the shower in. That's it.
Right, okay.
It was pretty cool.
Is it like a portable shower? Like, anyway,
it's not a portable shower. I think it's a way to get non-stop hot water.
Electric.
No, because it has like the beads as well, so it's like cleaning the water.
I don't know. Let's Google this.
Yeah, that's good. So
in Uganda, there was like a shower that if you touched it, you get zapped. I think that's common across some countries.
Wow.
Okay. I don't actually know. That was probably like way off, but it was
Fair enough. So yeah, apart from the flooding, which is pretty funny, it wasn't funny because I felt bad, but like the apartments were fantastic. We got a place to stay. We had our house was like the central area where everyone would come meet, which was okay. Sometimes it would be a bit annoying because I was like, I just want to rest because I'm with you guys 24/7. But it's like everyone's at our place, but that's fine. So yeah, that worked out perfectly. That was location, like worked out. Obviously, it was a bit shaky to start, but yeah, it just worked out. And by the way, shout out Lulu and I forgot the pastor's name.
Lemon.
What? Oh boy. But yeah, they helped us so much. And the funny thing is, they weren't even like, we had a translator who obviously helped us so much. Aha, he's weird. I mean, he's weird. His name is weird. I didn't even say he's weird. His name is like, their language is very difficult for
like they have sounds that we don't have.
Yeah, it's weird and it's crazy. I didn't even say he's weird. No, you guys know what I mean.
His name, don't know him.
I know, but he might watch it.
Hi, Acha.
Ancha. Yeah.
Oh, Ancha.
Honestly, he's such a good guy. I just called him weird by accident. But their language is very different, and I would say it's weird because it's very different. And his name has that, like. Well, Lebanese is also like Arabic is weird.
We don't know. What did you even do?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah.
But we got.
Yeah, we got the. So when I was pronouncing some things, Mada was like, "Wow, you're actually really good." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Can't
Anyway,
even speak Arabic.
I know, but I can like. Yeah. So that was that. I can't remember where I was going with this. Oh, they just helped us so much. Like from literally the beginning, helped us so much. Just those three. So I can't remember the pastor's name. It's really bad. And Lulu, just actual goats.
They're not actually good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they helped you out.
Right. They helped us. And they helped us organize things. They helped us plan things. Maybe we'll just skip through. I know it sounds weird. We'll skip through to like the different events. But because we did multiple events, I'm not going to go through each one. So we had kickoffs, we had a seminar, and we had the football event. Yeah, maybe we should go through that. Or should we go through like the tourism part?
Do you want to talk about the tourism stuff at all?
Only a small amount.
It's up to you. Let's do kickoff stuff.
Okay. I was going to say the tourism stuff, but we'll go kickoff.
I don't mind.
Kickoff.
I only thought, do you know why? Because kickoff is start Like, I want to kick off with...
Let's kick off with the kickoffs. So if you don't know what kickoff is, it's just like usually it's like big inflatables and then like a lot of like fun games. And then you do a gospel talk. You're in teams and all, like it's pretty cool. This time, obviously, we're traveling to a new country. We can't take the big inflatables, so just had to take. We literally packed suitcases with like just like the smallest inflatables we could. Like when I say inflatables, I mean like just blow up like worms and like horses and random stuff. And it was just creating like, egg and spoon race. It's like that, but
with inflatables, like bigger.
Like it's that concept, but bigger and better and more fun. Yeah. So we did that a lot.
So did everyone take inflatables in their own bags, or did you have extra luggage with
they told me to like not fill my bag. I didn't have to take anything. I didn't know that. Like they thought I would have to put stuff in my bag, but it worked out with everyone else. So yeah, that was kickoff, and then the gospel conversation, and we saw a lot of people respond to the messages, and that was phenomenal.
So everyone speaks English?
No. So we had a translator the whole time.
So like
no one spoke English. Lulu spoke English and Ancha spoke English, but that's it. Like there were a few others, but rarely no one spoke English. So that was interesting. Actually, that was very interesting. Google Translate was like my best friend, but I didn't even go through all of that. I didn't didn't want to take my phone, all that stuff.
Oh, true. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm talking so fast, so like we get through it.
That's fine. Just so how were the kickoff events like? Were they similar to how they are here, or were they like different?
They were different.
Obviously smaller.
Yeah,
but like in terms of
no, they have energy. Like they're not like some places. I'll say, like us Arabs can be very like mellow sometimes, or sometimes we can be crazy. Similar to them, but like, yeah, I don't know why I said that.
They were high energy.
They were like very high energy. They were cool and they were energetic. They were like fun, and like there were a few Christians there. Honestly, so like such good people. There was like people from Singapore that were like, I don't know if you could call them missionaries, but they went there to disciple. So I assume so. It was cool, like all that kind of stuff. So the kickoff was, we had a lot of kickoffs. I had to miss on 2 kickoffs because of my health, my stomach issues. That was the last 2 days or whatever. But yeah, we saw a lot of people respond to Christ. The other thing that we did was seminar sort of style. We went to like this college sort of uni thing. I'm not going to say its name, but because I don't know if they'd want it. But it's honestly such a cool thing. It's like a bunch of Christians discipling younger ones with also getting them an education and stuff. And that's when we met the people from Singapore that were there. They were such good people. And my favorite thing, you're probably going to ask this later on, my favorite thing from Mongolia was seeing the people's hearts for discipleship over there, like the Christians specifically.
What am I asking you?
What's your favorite and least favorite thing?
Yeah. That was your favorite thing.
Yeah. Yeah, probably my favorite. Like there was a school principal. I don't know what's wrong with me. And she was like so switched on, so like we were trying to organize something with her school, and the questions she was asking, her heart for the kids, like it's not a Christian country, so you can't have like Christian schools, but she's done everything she can to get to a point where they can legally and like even get education and do all that stuff. This is separate to the other thing I was talking about. This is a different school, but her heart was so like pure in that regard of like, we're trying to reach these kids. We're trying to like do all that kind of stuff. That was so cool. And like even the questions she was asking when we were like, what about kickoff? Like the questions that I would think about even doing the kickoff. Like it was things that like very on the ball and smart. And I was
like, what is she asking? Like, as in,
like with kickoff, I'm a bit. I love kickoff, and I'll always recommend it. But sometimes it's just like we go, we do something, we leave. She was like, "What next?" Like,
oh, so she was.
yeah, she's like, "You're gonna just talk to the kids about this, then get
Is
out
there
of
any
here."
follow up?
Yeah, it was a follow up. What are you gonna come back next year? Like, there was a lot of good questions, very very good questions. It was, yeah, honestly phenomenal. Like, yeah, the people there just so the Christians there specifically are so yeah, just so like switched on and so I don't know, their hearts are amazing.
Is that something you noticed in where did you go? Vanuatu? As in, like, I don't. Were you? Was it similar vibes where you were like in Christian settings in Vanuatu?
Vanuatu was completely different because we went there to build a house. So,
yeah, it's a different mission, I guess.
Or build a building, I guess, but build a house. So we were amongst Christians, and I loved the fact that we could see different like Christians worship God in different ways. That was my favorite thing. But I wouldn't say like
it wasn't the same vibe.
Yeah, because we were in some random village, so it's like their resources, all that kind of stuff is very limited. So yeah, that was more than the seminar part. The seminar was just the seminar was called "Who Cares," and it's talking about in the world around us, a lot of people don't care. The depression rates are high. There's a lot of like issues.
So what did you just say? The depression rates, the heart
are high.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. I'm just really like skimming over, but it's like, it's getting, so who cares about you? And then it gets to like, Jesus cares about you. And it talks about the Good Samaritan. Does it talk about the Good Samaritan? I think so. Unless I'm pretty sure it does. Maybe it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it does talk about the Good Samaritan.
As in the seminars we're speaking about.
Yeah. So we'd go like I never did.
Okay, so so this I feel like so the seminar is this school type thing. It's like a
it's like a
college type thing for Christians in Mongolia.
Yeah,
and you guys attended that for a seminar.
We led it.
Oh, you led it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do it personally.
And the topic was, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? So yeah, that honestly, I think that was probably where we saw the most fruit, because the Christians from this college would invite their friends, and that's when we could get closer to them. Because with kickoff, like I said, you can go, do it, and then sort of leave.
Yeah, kickoff is like a fun event, and then they share the gospel. Yeah. So it's very like
sporadic.
Yeah.
But this place, it was like we were there. Well,
sporadic's not the way.
I know, but everyone. This place was like we were there quite often, and a lot of them might not speak the best English or even a lot of English, but it was like easier to speak to them because there were some that do speak English. Because like the person from Singapore, I didn't know this. Singapore doesn't have their own language. They speak Chinese or English. Like there's two main languages.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. That was probably my like that's what I remember the most. This I won't say their names, but the most like the best memories I have as in like location wise and place, that's what my favorite was probably. Because I don't know, so good.
And how many people were attending that one?
I think we did 3 or 4. Each time would have maybe 30.
Is it the same 30 people? Or does
No, so maybe not 30. I don't know. Some of them would be the same because they're inviting other friends, but usually they're not the same.
And so those were like full day things that you could spend time with people.
Not full day, maybe just like a couple of hours, but
it was more intimate, so you could go a bit.
We did a lot there as well, and it was just like a small room. It was like the size of a I don't know. It wasn't as big as a hall, but it wasn't as small as like a living room.
A
It's
camp
like
size room?
yeah, it's similar
As in
camp
like a
size room.
camp
It did
auditorium
it
type
did
thing?
give very big camp vibes.
It's just what I was imagining.
Yeah.
While you're describing, I'm like, is it like a camp?
That's good. I'm describing well then.
Man, I feel like I got you there. Okay,
yeah.
so the seminars, and do you feel like they were the most kind of big? They were the most you enjoyed them the most because they were the deepest, or like
Because I was building connections with
intimate,
people. Yeah, in more
Yeah.
instances, and that's how I work in everything I do. Like
Mm.
with youth leading. If you have known me as a youth leader, you would see like I don't just preach the gospel to you straight away, which I'm not saying is a bad thing because people do that and it's very good.
Style.
But mine's build a relationship and stuff, which will bring us to like my least favorite thing about or something I learned sort of about myself or whatever, which is I don't know.
Well, there's the third event thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll go through that. Then we'll talk about that. The third thing was what was it? Oh, mine. The thing that I was sort of actually had to organize was the event. This was crazy because from day one, we found a location, like not day one, but we were looking for a location because it's something we wanted to do. And we just went to like some random public basketball court, which like, can we book this out for a day, whatever? It was like $40 for the whole day or like whatever, which is crazy for a court. And we were going to do football and basketball, but I was like, as much as I want to do football, I was like, they love basketball. Basketball will be easier. It just worked out. So we actually organized for both, even though, yeah. So, but it ended up only being basketball. I was in charge of the fixtures, like organizing fixtures. Maybe that's just like sport talk. Fixtures is like like who versus who,
right,
the scoreboard, that kind of stuff. What's like another word for it? Fixtures. I don't know.
Logistics. I don't know. Like
no, not logistics really. But just who, like, because it was like group stage, so who's in what groups and who's versing who, or all that kind of stuff. That was my sort of thing.
And how did you get the word out about that? Like how do you get people to?
We literally made flyers in Mongolian, and we like to the college place that we went. We gave it out to every kickoff.
You made the flyers there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, everything we did was literally there. And I know we're talking a lot, but I'm skimming over like quite a bit. But it was like everything just fell into place. Every little detail fell into place, and it wasn't because of us. Obviously, like literally, God had His hand over everything. Everything that we wanted to organize was fantastic. There was a few like uncertainties. What are we going to do? But everything was just like God planned, which was so cool. Something that I was struggling with was like is actually I'll get to that. I'm baiting you guys, but I'll get
Keep
to
doing that.
Yeah, I do, but it's fine. It keeps retention because now they want to hear what I was talking about.
Or it confuses them. They're like, "What's going on? What are we talking about?"
What's my second weakness? They don't know yet.
Are we gonna? Do you want me to roast you again? Like,
no, we won't get there. Yeah.
Okay, so
in my opinion, the sports event worked like it was probably the most successful from what we thought was going to happen. Was the most successful, meaning like we had 12 teams. We could have had 20, but
how many people are on each team?
It's like 3 people on the court for like usually like 4 people maybe, right. But we had a time limit. That's why. So we had 12, and then probably 8 teams rocked up after the time. So we had to say no to 8 teams, which is crazy, like genuinely like wild.
Wow.
For just some random like sporadic event, not sporadic, I know, but some random event that just happened. Honestly, God's hand was over everything, and the like even just talking to some of the kids that were playing basketball, or like the response we got from it, the talk like
So was
everything
it
like
similar to a kickoff event in terms of like there was an activity that was the main thing, and then they just shared the gospel kind of afterwards?
that. Yeah, pretty much. Football event, and then afterwards they shared the
Basketball
gospel.
event.
Oh yes, sorry. It was supposed to be a football event. That's why
Yeah.
I keep saying football event. So that was that. That was those three things. We won't talk about Mongolia for too much longer. How long have we been going for? Wow, okay.
How long?
50.
Oof.
We'll talk about Mongolia still.
What was your?
So,
Go ahead.
how did we get to these places of like the kickoffs? Because we didn't have a car, we didn't have anything, and we had like luggage, we had all this stuff. So how did we get from A to B, wherever it was? And we were in a new country. We had no idea where we were going, what we were doing.
You went without. Who are your like connections there? Like who are you going to?
I won't name names
support?
again, but there was.
Was it like were there people?
Yeah, there was an Australian that used to live here.
Oh, right.
That lives there now, and there's a missionary there.
Okay.
He was our communicator.
But then you guys were like still had to kind of organize your day to day, your travel and everything. Okay, so it wasn't. Yeah.
Look at the.
Yeah,
The
and
less,
then
the less we speak about that.
yeah.
I might cut that out. So yeah, how do we get from A to B? This was where my second weakness comes in. One of many, but is actually my sense of direction. I didn't think you would have picked this up at all. My sense of direction is actually atrocious, usually. But for some reason, even from day one, it was like from day one to maybe day 7, because then, or maybe someone else took over, just naturally. I was like, because Martin, like, he's a bit older, so he might struggle with the technology and stuff and Google Maps and all that stuff. And I was like, let me handle it. I did it. And it's like directions, and I was like, because we had no cars, so we had to catch this bus and then go to the next bus. And it was, maybe it's not directions, but it was like, it was pretty cool. Like,
And were the buses like normal buses?
They were normal buses, but it was chaotic. Like, it was genuinely like, I think I have a photo of it, maybe. I don't know, but it was like, sometimes genuinely, like when we think a bus is full, they would add another 30 people.
Yeah, like people hanging out the buses.
Like, no one was hanging out of the bus, but like there was,
That's Lebanon.
like, yeah, like people like, we were elbowing the bus driver pretty much.
Yeah.
So it was crazy, like, yeah. And we had to catch buses at random times, and like, and this is just something that I picked up, like, because it needed to happen. Like, leadership in that regard needed to happen. So that was cool as well. So the two like things that I struggle with are like the whole money thing. I've never booked a hotel or done any of that stuff.
Sounds like you're becoming an adult.
No, but it's not just like, because I know I'm becoming an adult, but it's not just that. It's like, he could have used me in any other regard where I have strengths, but my two like weaknesses are
the two places where you stepped up were like the two places where you would usually fall back.
So the big things that I learned from Mongolia, like in my personal life, was it's not about, and it was sorry, what's wrong with me?
English.
It was correlating with what I was reading as well. It's not about ability, it's about availability, and I feel like I was just being available at all times.
Did you plan that ahead of time?
No, I was having conversations in Mongolia about that.
Oh, right.
So that's why I was like,
as in, I'm saying, did you plan saying ability versus availability?
Yeah, I came up with that years ago, like Mongolia. So yeah, it's about being available rather than able.
doesn't hit the same that
way. Yeah, so that was a big thing. The other thing was, it was, I'm gonna actually finish.
Finish your sentences. Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
No, because I'm thinking this is like something I disliked the most about the mission trip.
Yeah, juicy.
No, it's not.
I was just joking.
Something I learned about myself is what I struggle with short-term mission trips.
So you're gonna say short-term memory?
Short-term memory.
Just like, okay.
No.
Some
Short-term mission
cognitive
trips.
assessments.
I struggle with short-term mission trips, and that's because, like I said before, I want to build relationships. I struggle to just go preach the gospel and leave. And 2 weeks, you sort of build a relationship, but then you just never see them again. Maybe see them again, but really, realistically, never see them again. That was a struggle, and something that I was struggling with, like their responses to the gospel. What now, right? Like, as in,
just say that again. There were responses.
Like their responses. Like we
I
saw.
thought you said there are sponsors.
Oh no.
And I was like, I don't know.
There are sponsors. No, their responses to the gospel obviously is such a good thing. But what then? And that's what I was struggling with. Like I was like, we don't know if it's genuine. We don't know if that's whatever. But then I read, it was somewhere in 1 Corinthians, where it talks about. It says it's Paul speaking. He's like, I planted the seed, Apollos watered, but God does the growing. So it's like that's what hit me like the most probably from this trip was that.
Is that something you like on the trip you were thinking about, or is it something that when you reflect?
Yeah. Oh man, what's wrong with me? But like every
the transcript for this podcast,
actually chaos. Every night, because we had such packed out days, I didn't know this about myself. But every night, I would literally because I didn't have my phone, so I had.
Should we talk about that?
Yeah, I had my phone, but I didn't want to communicate to anyone from Sydney. I didn't want to take my phone, but it was advised for me to take my phone.
Jonah, before his trip, was like, "I'm leaving my phone here."
Yeah, and I was adamant.
And he was very adamant, and I was like,
and I didn't.
I was. Against it.
I didn't take it for Anthony or Jeanette or whoever else was against it because of you have to be safe. I didn't take it for that reason. I took it so I
didn't even say it was like safe. I'm like in case of an emergency.
Yeah, that's what it's
you could turn as in you could not use it, but not having it as an option. I was like, why would you put yourself in that predicament? Like,
look, the reason I took
did take it.
I took it because I need to communicate with the Word of Life team and all that stuff. But I didn't talk to anyone in
Sydney or
like people from home, and I didn't really use it until I got sick, like for anything. I didn't watch YouTube or anything like that. Was just until I got sick. Then I was like, I'm here like all day alone.
What would you have done if you didn't have your phone when you were sick?
I actually probably would have. I took books I should have read. I didn't read it, so I probably would have done that. Which is again like but honestly, not being connected was actually so good. Like I don't have Instagram anymore. Like I couldn't care less for it. I mean, generally, follow that on Instagram. I don't use it to actually look at things, but we post some things. Actually, the teaser trailer for this podcast was phenomenal. I actually haven't seen it yet because we haven't created it yet. But
what? Oh, the teaser trailer for this podcast. Yeah.
It was the season teaser trailer.
Season teaser.
Season teaser. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it sounded like a tongue twister.
We have gone all over the place. So yeah, I didn't take my phone. What was it? How do we get to this?
I don't know. The worst part of your trip?
Oh, yeah.
No, did we already say that?
No, we already spoke about that. But so I didn't take my phone. So every night I did my quiet. I either did my quiet time in the morning or night, or sometimes even both. But usually at night, I think. So I did my quiet time, and then I'd just be like, because we had packed out days, I would just be sitting in bed trying to sleep, but I was thinking about everything that happened during the day. And I was like, this was the first time ever that I was like, I should write things down. I didn't do it, but I was like, I should I should write all my thoughts down because this is like, I need to get it out because otherwise I wouldn't sleep. And there were times where I did not sleep. I didn't have my phone. Like, it was weird. Like, it was just like, I was just sitting there just like thinking about every little like detail, every like, I don't know, like what could I have done better? What went well? What what am I going to talk about when I get home? Like random things. Like,
and if you struggle with insomnia, what you should do?
It's not insomnia. It's because like even Ariel does this. I'm comparing myself to a child. Ariel's my niece, by the way. She, like, before she sleeps, you've heard like the voice messages that we get. It's just like she'll just say everything that's on her mind.
Maybe you should do that.
Like, and I was like, that's literally like what I was doing in Mongolia. It was just like everything that was on my mind was just coming. I didn't speak because that would be weird. Just Martin comes into my room. It's just like, I'm just rambling. So that was so interesting because that has never happened to me before. I do struggle with sleep, but that's never happened to me. But yeah, that was cool. I'm talking too much. Obviously, it's a podcast. Yeah. So that was Mongolia. Anything else I can... There's Mongolia. There's so much. If you guys want to actually know more about it, like you can ask me. There was actually like a lot of funny stories. And
we didn't really do tourism stuff, but is that important?
No, tourism is useless. I held it in Eagle, which is pretty cool, but that's about it.
Poor bird.
That's rude. Yeah, we got lost again. It's funny because I was talking about my like direction and how it's like I was.
Did you make people get lost?
Look, we got lost, but it wasn't necessarily my fault. And also, when we got lost, it felt like my calmness made everyone else calm. Because we're in the middle of nowhere, and we're in a random country with no translator, nothing, no internet, none of that. And usually people would panic and start. But I think my calmness sort of just helped everyone just relax, and we got there in the end. It was a funny story. Yeah. Oh, I think we should stop talking Mongolia because it's been however long. But yeah.
So do you want to talk about what comes after Mongolia, between coming back from Mongolia and now?
Yeah. So Mongolia finished, and I was keen to get back. Finished the Mongolia trip. We get back. I was keen to just get into the groove of things. There was like maybe 1 week where I was back alive and ready to start going hard again and doing whatever, like getting back to the routine. Maybe a week or two. I don't know. So I was getting back into the routine. I had a church camp. A youth camp. Went to the youth camp. Such a good youth camp. Like very, very good. Come back. So the youth camp finishes Sunday. Tuesday night, I start like feeling a bit like my throat starts hurting a little bit. And I was like, okay. It happens quite a bit because my sinuses and all that kind of stuff. So I start feeling sick. The next day, I'm like, oh, this is pretty bad. It got really bad. My throat got really bad. And then I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't come into work, all that kind of stuff. Stayed home. No, actually, I didn't have work that day anyway. The next day I had work. But I messaged my boss on that Wednesday, like, I'm feeling very unwell. So I got very sick. I won't go into details, but like probably one of the worst sicknesses I've had since I had glandular fever in 2017. So very bad. And if you know me, I get like sick usually.
It's not uncommon that you get
sick. But this was like Anthony.
You were leaky.
Yes. So the one thing I will say, because I don't want to go into details, is like everything neck above was like leaking. It started from my nose is obviously the cause of my sinuses, and then went to my throat, and then it went to my ears. Think about that. And then it went to my eyes. And like when I say leaking, I mean like actually leaking. And I won't go into details because it's actually filthy. Anthony was there for the ride.
Yummy. It was cute.
Yeah. And then I was supposed to have
surgery.
The long-awaited surgery. Guess what?
I feel like this is the actual like timeline. You get back at the same time. Mum and Jeanette get back from their trip.
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette gets sick.
Yeah.
Lauren gets sick. And then Roger get sick.
Did Roger get sick?
And then I got sick.
I don't remember Roger getting
It was like as one person was healing, the next person would get sick.
Yeah.
So then I got sick, and this is all gastro. I get sick.
I didn't like. I still haven't had gastro.
And then you weren't sick during this time.
Yeah.
But I think because we were sick, we couldn't do the podcast as well.
Yeah.
It was like another reason. It's like
Yeah.
like there was just we were all slowly deteriorating. And then when it took a week for me to get better, and then essentially like at that week period, you started getting your disheveledness, and then you were meant to have the surgery like on that Wednesday or something.
No. So
the following Wednesday.
No. So I think on the Wednesday that I got sick, I think we were planning to record this podcast again, which was what was 7 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. We've been trying to record this podcast for so long, but it just hasn't worked out. So I get sick. 2 weeks later is my surgery. That's when it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks later.
And we anticipate that you're going to get
the surgery.
Because it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're like, he'll be better.
Yeah, that's fine. Week passes. Gets so much worse. Oh, I got to tell you why. And it's a funny story, but it's also depressing.
Why you got worse?
Yeah.
Why'd you get worse? I don't know.
So I got sick Wednesday, like proper sick. And then on Friday, I can't remember. When did I see the doctor? I think it was Friday.
Yeah. It doesn't matter about days, whatever.
Yeah, I know. It sort of makes sense. On the Friday, I was getting really bad. So I was like, I have to go to the doctor. My usual doctor wasn't in. So we had a fill-in. And he's like, he was like, I didn't mind him. I think he was a good doctor. But it was
when someone doesn't know your context.
He doesn't know my context at all. And if you want to know my context, I've had sinus issues for my whole life. And if I get sick, if I have like a cold, what happens to me is because my sinuses are like 95% blocked, my whole sinus would get 100% blocked, and it will cause me to get very sick, cause me to get sinusitis and like a bunch of different things, sinus infection, all that kind of stuff, and make me really unwell. This doctor didn't know that. He just saw my history and he's like, you don't need antibiotics. And I'm someone that I'm sick of antibiotics because every time I go to the doctor, that's all they say, right? You need to go on antibiotics. He looks at it. He looks at my history. And he's like, you've been on antibiotics 39 times. And I was like, 39 times? Okay. For a 24-year-old? That is crazy.
I'm pretty sure I've been on them for like maybe twice.
Yeah. So
Once, twice.
39 times he has on record. And he's like, you don't do it because you've been on too much. You don't need it. He doesn't know my context. So he gives me other instructions to do. I do them all. And I'm very adamant on doing them all. And usually, I don't know if this is me being lazy or whatever, but if a doctor tells me to do something like a bit tedious, I
ignore it.
I want to ignore it. Maybe I'll do it very
bare minimum.
Yeah, bare minimum, really. But I was doing this like very well, detailed, all that stuff. Was not getting so much worse. Really, really, from Friday to, I would say, that weekend, honestly dreadful. And then Monday I was like, I have to go to the doctor again. And this is when my doctor came back, and he's like, I feel like it was longer than a weekend, but I don't know. He was like, you got to get on antibiotics. Doctor before should have put you on. Obviously he doesn't understand your context, but you needed to. And that's why he's like, that's why I always put you on antibiotics, because it needed. So he put me on one dose. Nothing really changed. I wasn't getting worse at this stage because I don't know how I would get worse. It was at that point.
But it just wasn't getting better at all.
Yeah, it was not getting better. And then, maybe slowly getting better, but I needed to go again, take another dose. I don't know if you know this. There was one night where I thought I was going to die.
I think I knew. I think I remember you saying.
So I was sleeping on the couch because I needed to be elevated because my throat and whatnot. It was my throat? I can't remember. Whatever. And then I was just like, you know how hard it is to sleep elevated? So I don't know what happened, but maybe I started sleeping on my back or whatever it was. but I woke up literally like, I don't want to make the sounds because it's a bit cringe and awkward, but pretty much it's like, and it was like, like really like genuinely like there was no air.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah, sort of hyperventilating, but it wasn't
Gasping for air, like actually
I couldn't.
physically.
Yeah, it wasn't like out of stress or anything, but I was like, I couldn't breathe. And then I was trying to just write, like I was genuinely like rushing to my mom's room because I was like, I need help. And then I sort of just like, she hears me sort of doing those noises. She gets up, she's like, oh, what's wrong? As I was getting up off the couch, like I thought I vomited sort of. I thought I just like vomited. Sorry if you don't like vomit. I didn't vomit. But that's what it felt like. Because it was like I was trying to get air, whatever. I'm struggling and I'm like, feels like I'm like dying, right? Like ambulance need to be called because I can't get air. But we look back and it's literally just liquid. Sorry, I don't want to go into detail.
Yeah,
but
so you just choke. Yeah.
So I'm just choking on all this like built up whatever. That was pretty traumatizing. Like it was scary. It wasn't traumatizing, but it was like, bro, I'm literally dying. Like, yeah, that was
like
that
waking
was terrifying.
up from your sleep feeling like you're dying. Is
And that whole day, I felt so bad for mom because I was like, man, like imagine just waking up to your like kid or family member literally like
sounding like they're
sounding like they're dying. Like that's terrifying. Like she was asleep. Like that's, I don't know. That's dreadful. Like I felt so bad for her. But that was fun. And then surgery comes. Just kidding. we get told surgery, you can't do it because you are infected and
you had you did even say you had a sinus infection and your surgery was for a sinus. Like,
yeah.
What was it? Like
it was clear my sinuses, deviated septum. There's a lot to it. There's a big name for it. I don't remember what it was. It was septoplasty as well as a lot of other things. But yeah, a lot of work done
head
to my
reconstruction.
Sinus. Sure. But yeah, the sickness I had was a bacterial infection, which is really bad in my sinuses, obviously. So yeah, they're just like, yeah, we can't operate. So we changed it to 2 weeks later. And I didn't recover even till then fully. I didn't really recover. I started going to work towards the end of those days because I was like, I need some sort of income because it's like, I'm a casual worker if you didn't know. So it was a struggle. And then finally got the surgery probably like 4 weeks from there. I got sick pretty much. So 4 weeks I was pretty at home, not at church, like worked sometimes, but really struggling to work. Oh, my ears were so blocked, by the way. Like,
oh yeah, he couldn't hear a thing.
I couldn't hear a thing. Like, mom and Anthony was literally talking to me.
And he'd just like walk past. Like, I'd say something to him, and he'd just like continue on.
Or I just look at him. Like, genuinely, like it was bad. I mean, like this is a bit irrelevant, but I was playing a game, and I just did. I don't know what I'm saying. This like. I did the most stupid thing, and everyone on my team was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I was like, "I couldn't hear anything." Like, it was crazy. That's the dumbest story ever. I'm cringing. So yeah, that was fun. What else happened? Oh yeah, I got my surgery. Obviously, you have recovery time for your surgery, so probably 4 weeks from when I got sick. Got my surgery done, and then I have another 2 weeks to. I thought it was going to be like a few days, and I was hoping to go to church a week later or whatever.
You're just a slow recoverer.
No, I think my thing is my thought is because I was so sick.
No, you were. I think because you took antibiotics, you were like depleted.
Yeah,
you were just like unwell. You did a surgery, and it was like your body's not ready to recover, and then you just
So I had got the surgery and I was like, okay, whatever, recovery time. I have a video.
If you insert a clip right here.
I'm not inserting the clip. If you want to
like a 1 second clip. Trigger warning.
No, people don't want to see that.
No, you can't do that. No.
if you want to see it, I'm more than happy to show you. I don't know why I'm so happy to show people. It's just like, it's actually insane
Satisfying.
what came out of my nose. So speaking about this, everyone's probably clicked off there. Just, I don't want to hear this. But everyone that gets this surgery is like, oh, you're going to get like blood slugs come out of your nose. It's going to be the most satisfying thing.
Blood what?
Slugs.
Oh, slugs.
Yeah. It wasn't happening for me at all. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
They were asleep.
Literally probably 2 weeks later, maybe a week and a half later from my surgery, literally the world's like biggest
slug.
The world's biggest. I'm not kidding. Probably a meter came out of me. And honestly, even since then, not much has come out, and I'm still congested. Like my nose is, I don't know. I feel like the surgery has been useless. That's rude.
Jealous?
I feel like my surgery has been a bit useless. My throat still hurts a lot when I wake up, all that kind of stuff. But we'll see. I'm going to the doctor soon. I don't know why I'm telling you all of it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I need to talk about that for that. But that's where I've been. Mongolia, sick, surgery, and we're back.
We're thriving. Surviving.
I'm literally playing life on like survival mode. It's not that bad. I actually like enjoy life, even if I'm dying.
It's better.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about the podcast. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about with that.
No, I think that covers it.
So what is going to be different about this season prior to last season?
Season 2.
Nice.
It's going to have an intro song.
No, it's not. The main difference is going to be, it's no longer testimonies necessarily. I will still be having some people with testimonies, but going to be a lot of topics or experiences or whatever it is. Like I have some topics in my mind that I want to talk about, and whenever a guest comes on, I'm going to ask them, like, before we start, what is on your heart? What would you like to talk about? So a lot of topics, and with topics you can go literally endless. I'm super excited for that, because that's, to me, that is going to be very enjoyable and very, I think, what's the word? Like
Fruitful.
Yeah.
Is it going to be? Well, it's probably. I feel like it's going to be kind of anything. But is it going to be topics like related to a person? Like, as in, is it going to be still related to that person, or are you just going to have general conversations with kind of anyone? Or is it going to be, say someone's like a worship leader, you're going to talk about worship with them? Or you just...
I will cater, like, I'll cater the topic to that person.
Yeah.
So, like, for you, I'm not going to, like, say this is it, but because you study psychology, you study psychologist. You study psychology, we can talk about how the
mental health.
Like mental health, how the brain works, and tie that in with biblical stuff. With it doesn't matter, but like with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting.
Also, if whoever comes on, I'm going to ask them, is there anything on your heart or something you've been thinking about that you would love to talk about? Because I think it's best when it comes out like you're passionate about something and organic and natural.
So if anyone has any things they want to share, I guess you're just giving a platform to people to
platform and
discuss.
Yeah, literally, and people like, I love podcasts. I listen to them a lot. I don't like. I'm sure there is a podcast like where it talks about people's experiences and topics, obviously. But I don't know if there's. I don't know. I haven't found one really where it's like Christian random guests
talking about like different topics.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting. And I'm keen. Even if I always say this, I don't care about the views as long as whoever's watching is enjoying it, and as long as I'm not just enjoying it but actually getting something out of it. And if I'm getting something out of it, I'm having conversation with people, good conversations. more than happy. We get to record it and upload it. Yeah, other things like that's the main difference.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah,
I think it'll be like I'm excited to hear like from people's like personal experience. I think if it is like related to the person, it'll have like a good thing about their own experiences, and then also being fruitful and helpful.
Yeah, so that's that. Like, I'm super excited, and I think a lot of people that I've asked to come on that haven't, it's mainly they might not find worth in their testimony, or they don't want to share their testimony, which is fine.
Or that's more willing to, or more likely to talk about topics.
Yeah,
I feel like I probably fit into that category as well.
Yeah. So Anthony, you actually, like I said,
we'll see.
You'll probably see him on about something. Also, not just that, we're going to have new guests. Obviously, we're going to have new locations, and that's going to be very interesting. I don't know how it's going to work because we haven't done it yet, but I guess just keep an eye out for that, because that's going to be, if you're an audio listener, it doesn't change anything for you, but if you're a visual listener,
if you're a watcher,
that's the word. It will make a difference. Maybe you can hear some birds chirping in the background, a little hint as to what we're going to be doing.
If I was Roger, that would be a bird sound coming out of my mouth, but I don't know how to do that.
Are you trying to whistle?
No, just what bird sound? No,
it's a helicopter.
No, they're like, that's whistling sound. No, like, I don't know.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
Just a bird sound. I can't make any sounds. I can't whistle. I can't do anything.
Yeah, actually useless. Yeah, new locations. Also, multiple guests. This is actually something I'm so excited for. I only have 3 mics.
Multiple guests at once.
Yeah. So having 2 guests on at the same time, it's going to be fantastic. And I cannot wait, because, like, I don't know, it's just going to be so fun.
No, I think it'll be good. It'll be like a good change.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll be more banter type.
Yeah, it'll be more banter, but then I think it'll also be more real when it comes
I think it'll be like have that extra entertaining, and then also like it's not just back and forth, it's like bouncing off each other. Yeah,
and it's like the way I imagine it is because I have a lot of conversations where it's like it's 3 of us or 4 of us or whatever. Obviously, I can't really do 4 or 5, maybe down the track.
So this will reflect your real life.
Maybe. Yeah, it will reflect, but it's like this is literally just my conversations I usually have with the mic in front of me and the cameras. Like, realistically, if you think about it, when do you ever have a one-on-one like with this many people and like this many random people really talking about testimonies and stuff? Not really often at all. So, like, don't get me wrong, one-on-one is still fantastic. I love it, and it's cool because that's like a new thing. But like, I usually have conversations with multiple people, 2, 3, whatever. That's pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to take a photo today.
No, we didn't take a photo in the first episode.
Yeah, we didn't. I forgot to use it, to be honest. It might not even be charged. It is charged.
How long have we been? And how long are you expecting podcast to go? Same length, 2 hours or whatever it was? An hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah, the sweet spot is an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, an hour and a half, I think, is perfect. If it's shorter than that, I don't really like it too much. Like, if it's a lot shorter than that. If it's over 2 hours, I think it's too long. Saying that, there are some podcasts I'll listen to 3 hours, and and it's like, oh, it's finished already. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I watch my podcasts in parts, like as in just as I go throughout the day. But
I do that as well.
3 hours is like overwhelming sometimes. 2 hours is good.
Everyone's different. Like, people say they don't have time to listen to podcasts. I'm like, that's a waffle.
If you drive for 30 minutes.
Yeah, drive for 30 minutes. You get 30 minutes done on a podcast. Yeah, literally. Or when you listen to music. For me, I don't really like music these days. So
I'm just listen to music either, and I feel like people find that weird. But like, I
don't listen to music.
I only ever put music on if there's someone else in the car. Even in the shower, I do it like, but I shower
do it all
late.
the time in the shower.
So it's like, I don't listen to music much.
Yeah. I always say it's either in the shower or when I'm belting my lungs out in the car. Yeah. Obviously, if people are in the car with me. Yeah. What?
If you want to, if I want to sing, you put music. If I don't want to sing, then I'm just playing a podcast.
Did you get smaller?
Probably.
Also, you're not here, probably, but if you guys haven't realized, there's been no one walking in the camera to turn off the camera.
If someone noticed that,
Anthony's literally here. Anthony's usually the one.
Yeah, but if someone noticed that, they're very observant.
Yeah, and we're looking to improve. If you have any suggestions on the set or I don't know anything really, doesn't mean I'll
new set, new host.
New host. I mean, you were the host today, so you're roasting yourself.
Oh no.
But we want better lighting, and we'll probably get better lighting soon. Because I know I put this whole before the podcast, I was just complaining about the lighting because I don't like it, and you guys might not care, but I do. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you like this this energy I'm putting around.
I think you need to pick up your energy.
Pick it up. Why? I thought I was good today.
No, it's okay.
I'm not. The thing is, I'm not even putting anything on right now.
No, I don't mean. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Did you want to take it? I think we leave it until you actually come on.
Yeah, leave it. It's okay.
Come on as a guest. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted?
How long have we been going for?
Close to an hour 30.
Look, there's something that I was thinking of doing.
Okay.
But I'm should I leave it for if I come on?
I don't know because I don't know what it is. Oh no.
No, it's okay. Look, we'll just do it and see how we go.
Okay.
It's not actually doing anything, but
I'm scared.
No. Okay, so
it's kind of
we'll do this speed. We won't make it too long. We don't need to go into too much discussion. But you used to upload YouTube videos.
Oh no, yeah.
And one of your YouTube videos in 2021, the first day of 2021, you uploaded a video that said your goals for 2021.
Yeah.
And your bucket list things. So I thought I'd go through them and see where you're at on them.
Why would you do that to me?
I mean, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not, and if you keep it in or not.
Yeah, go.
But we can do a speed run.
Just go. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to remember what you said.
Yeah. It's 2021. The thing is, I have an excuse for 2021. It was literally COVID.
No, yeah. But you did this.
No, it was after COVID.
It was a year of COVID had happened. So yeah. There are 12 things. One of them is 4 parts.
I said 12.
Yeah, but some of them are pretty quick.
Okay, go on.
Okay, first one, reading and praying daily. It's been years, so it's probably fluctuated. But
yeah, it's definitely fluctuated. Look, if you know me, I'll be very honest with you. Reading is always a thing that I struggle with. I think in most things, having a routine and discipline in routine, something I struggle with. So reading, I would say not the best. Praying, I do it quite a bit. I think if you know me, naturally, prayer is
throughout your day.
Yeah.
Second one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I described it well. So Jonah used to upload YouTube videos. Before he did the podcast, he used to do YouTube videos, and some of them are pretty good, I think, actually.
Yeah, I liked them. Yeah.
And one of the videos that he uploaded was things he wanted to achieve in 2021, and he put in public. I feel like it was a kind of accountability type. You put it out there so that you would hopefully motivate yourself to do it. So I went back and watched that video just to.
That was a fun video to make because I had a green screen. Old editor.
Yeah, go back and watch that video, and you will see.
I'll put it in the eye.
Jonah shirtless.
Wait, what? Oh no! Why? I won't put it in the eye.
Speaking of, the second thing that Jonah said he wanted to do was get fit and healthy.
Look. getting fit. Okay, I get it.
Healthy? How are you going with that?
Healthy is not
according to what we've spoken about.
Healthy is not my look. There was COVID, which actually caused me to get super unhealthy. Like I got really unhealthy from COVID, like the 2021 one. That was disastrous. Yeah. And since then, I just have no excuse.
So we'll just say...
Saying that, I'll outrun everyone. I'll outrun all of you.
Outrun. The one thing.
Yeah.
So reading and praying daily, that's kind of a...
Say reading and praying
That's
daily.
good. Fitness, health, nope.
Yeah.
The third one doesn't really apply, but I think I would say the podcast accounts for it. So the third one is improve the quality of your videos. So when you're uploading YouTube videos, I can't remember whether
I think it was
quality improved. But...
I think I did stuff like the room renovation. I mean that's relevant.
It's relevant the podcast, now, but I think now you're doing the podcast.
That is my goal for 2024 to improve podcast.
Yeah. The reason why I thought I'd just mention it is like you can like restart these.
Literally 1st of January is Monday. So maybe there'll be an episode out then. There will definitely be an episode out then.
You can just re-establish some of these goals.
That'd be good, actually. Have a New Year's resolution with whoever I'm with.
There we go. I'm giving you ideas on the spot.
It's true.
Fourth, find a job.
Yeah.
Did you have this job back then?
I got my job in 2021.
There we go.
As in the other job that I had.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then, so I
got a
did
job.
that, yeah.
Nice. You don't need to share about this if you don't want to, but save some money. And you set the goal of $10,000.
I did do that. I did do that.
Okay. We don't need this.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you want to share.
No, since I have a casual job, it's more difficult to do.
It fluctuates.
Yeah, because I work at a uni. Sometimes uni is off session, which like I'll work 2 shifts a week, which is tragic. I'm looking for something more sufficient, but when uni is on, it's pretty good. Like 3-4 days a week usually, and unis pay pretty well.
Easy to save money.
Yeah.
Start your own football team, and I think it was to coach it. And
I did do that.
Yeah.
But then COVID ruined it. But then I did it the next year.
Yeah, I would say that's...
And they're honestly like the worst, but also fun. Like we had 7 players every week, but it was fun. By the way, if you don't know football, we're supposed to have 11 on the field. We had 7 in total every week.
Tragedy.
Yeah, it was really fun. But...
You said you wanted to record every game for your YouTube video, but obviously that doesn't apply.
Record what?
Record every game so that you could, for your YouTube channel.
Record every game? Right. Oh, yeah, that would have been so fun. But yeah, that's fun.
Next one, skydiving.
I did do that.
Yeah.
I did that this year.
With his mother, with our mother. There's a video of...
Bro, I have so much to do.
No, we recorded that.
Like, it's weird because you guys, like, most of you have no idea that there's like another content site. Like Anthony's talking about the YouTube videos I have, but there's actually a lot that I need to do inside that. I'll go quick in that, and it's sort of a teaser, but I want to show you that I've got a tattoo, which happened years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I have the videos still, skydiving as well, which will be in one video, which I will upload. But there was also another challenge I need to fulfill.
Hold on to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember what's in this.
So skydiving, you've done that. Next one was learn how to do a backflip on the ground.
I haven't, but I got close.
Yeah.
Break my neck.
Not gonna. If you were bothered editing, put the clip. I was gonna say if you're bothered editing,
I'll do it. Yeah.
But if not, go to Jonah's TikTok,
yeah.
And it went viral a little bit.
It is on the YouTube channel, but I made the clip onto TikTok.
Yeah, and it got
400,000
views of Jonah trying to do a backflip.
Yeah, that was funny.
And my cat is in that video.
Crying.
Crying on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, this is like the first teaser. Actually, Jeanette cried. Actually,
yeah, no, it's okay.
Imagine Anthony cries.
The next, and it's funny because throughout this podcast, why am I eyes here? Throughout this podcast, some of these things were mentioned. Like you said, like saving money wasn't one of your strengths, so it's in here.
True.
Your health was one of the things we mentioned. You mentioned the lighting, quality of videos. So all of these things were like applying, and as you were saying them, I was like, yeah,
fair enough.
And speaking of, you said you can make sounds. How's your Arabic going? You said you wanted to start learning Arabic.
Oh boy!
And then one day, like, come up to Dad and just start speaking Arabic and surprise him. But yeah, like,
but I still have that like dream. So after Mongolia, I had like this passion to actually learn Arabic. It just died out. What happened? But you know why? Should I tell the story? I told you the story. You know about prayer?
Yeah, like a abridged version.
It's so funny.
Yeah, sure.
So pretty much at the college place, we met beforehand, the leaders and like the leaders of the Mongolians, and Martin was like, we have so many different cultures. We have so many different cultures here. It was like I'm Spanish speaking. We have obviously Aussies. We have like one of our people speak French. We have obviously Mongolian. We have Russian people because Mongolia is right next to Russia. We have all these different. We had someone that can speak Chinese, like different things. Martin's like, oh, we have a Lebanese person. He can pray in Arabic, and I look at him, and I was like, what? I was like, no, there is no way. And everyone that I'm with, no, I can't speak Arabic, and they're all looking at Martin like, no, what are you doing? And he's like, no, you can do it. I was like, no, I cannot. Like, what the heck? And then that was.
I would not be able to pray in Arabic, and Jonah knows less Arabic than me.
Yeah,
it's like essentially getting.
Yeah, it's
a white person to pray in Arabic.
It's so bad. I literally just said, thank you, God. Thank you, God.
I wish that was recorded.
I'm not saying in Arabic.
Let's practice. Let's do it again. Do you want to go?
I say, Nishkarab Yasu. That's literally what I said.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that's a good goal. Maybe I should have that goal as well. Yeah, the next goal, look, I'll go to the last goal and then we'll go back to the last one because it's funny. Okay. So the last goal that you said in the video, which was, I think, very relevant, was impact people more and more. I think over the past few years, you've really dedicated a lot of your life to doing that. In that, sharing God's word, help people grow in their faith, be there for people, and help financially. I think these are things that you've done.
Help financially?
I don't know if you've helped financially, but you have. Look, like you've donated, and then also at church you
do stuff. Yeah,
we don't need stuff. It's stuff like
we don't need to go into that because I prefer that
because you need to be humble. Yeah. Anyway, I think I just thought it's cool to it's good to reflect on those things.
Yeah.
And the one that I had skipped. Learn how to sing properly. How's that going?
That hasn't been going. I was thinking maybe after the surgery, have a new voice, have a new sort of,
personality.
Not personality. Wow, that's rude. Yeah, that hasn't happened.
Give us a demonstration.
No. That's not me preparing to sing. That's just me moving on. 2, 3, 4. But I do have a challenge that I need to fulfill. And I will be. I'll just say that much. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, I'll keep an eye out. Because I will be doing the challenge. You don't remember the challenge, do you? You do? It's not just like you.
No.
Yeah. It's actually something that I would enjoy doing, but it's going to be extremely painful to release.
That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, look, I'm so excited to continue. And I thought before I was like, oh, weekly is too much, but honestly, I'm going to continue with weekly. And yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. and the podcast. I think do new goals and keep the podcast as your like place to.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think. Anyway,
I hijacked your.
No, that was good. I liked it.
Cute.
I was like, I don't. The problem is at the end. I don't know if anyone like.
Yeah, put this at the beginning. It's the most entertaining part.
I think this podcast has been fun. If you haven't enjoyed it, well, it's on you.
If you haven't enjoyed it, you're an idiot.
I didn't say that, but yeah. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming, Anthony.
You're welcome.
We still need a photo. You've been on this podcast most, and you still don't have a photo up there, but it will happen. Yeah, if you'd like to come on, please do. If you have any topics that you'd like to see, please let me know. If you have anyone that you want to suggest to come on, also let me know. Anything you want to say?
Not really. I think just like, but get people who I would love to see diverse people. Love to hear about. I feel like you had actually a pretty you had good people on last time. It was a very diverse group of people.
Yeah.
And I think having some of the same people, but having some new people as well would be good.
Yeah, that's the plan.
New topics.
I think what the problem was, there was no problem, but I think testimonies are sort of the same format. Like you were a sinner.
It could be it can be.
None of them were.
I think it was a
repetitive.
good first season. It was like everyone had their individual stories, but I think it's good to transition into something new. So I'm keen for it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Other than that, I don't. Oh, he has Instagram, and that you can go follow.
Yeah, do it.
Do the outro.
Go ahead.
So everyone, like this video or podcast, give us a 5-star rating. I don't know if that's a thing that they could do.
On Spotify.
On Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. On podcasts, like Apple Podcasts, do the same. Follow Jonah on Jonah and the Pod on Instagram. What other social media? TikTok, YouTube.
It's the biggest one.
Like, subscribe.
So
tweet Jonah.
Should I give people a challenge or push people? It's not long at all. I have 74 subscribers.
74.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Let's get to 100 subscribers.
It's gonna be tough, but
look, if you watch, even if you don't watch, but you watch this one, just subscribe, just so that number.
Things at the end, it's not gonna work. So I need to I think at the start of every episode, I'm we're pushing for 100 subscribers. So just go, because everyone watches a minute and then
falls out.
Yeah.
Does this whale have a name?
Oh, I don't think so.
So the whale doesn't have a name. So if you come on the podcast, you can suggest a name, I reckon. And then we'll figure out a name that way.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Cool.
And we do want the set to look better. I think it doesn't look too bad now, but I want it to look a bit more fun.
Yeah, some variation, some spice would be good.
All right. We will catch you next Monday. I mean, I will. And yeah, I hope you all are well. And see ya.
I would stab myself.
Good ending.
Cute.
That's fun.